Hey guys, what's up? Just thought I'd play a 15 plus 10 against somebody random on chess.com. So here we go, rated game. This is actually a 610 because my opponent's rated 1342. I am currently rated 1452 at rapid, which is very low compared to, my highest is like 200 points higher than that. So we'll see how we get on. So we're going to play Vienna. Good to stick to openings. Okay, and we'll go Vienna Gambit. This is all very natural. Seems like my opponent is not that familiar with what to do here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see takes, but there are other moves. D6, D5. Now if I take out the pawn, I can then play D4. If I take that out the pawn, knight can't come in. Why not? Let's hit the knight. This has to be a mistake, eh? Surely. Just giving up a pawn. I can't see the danger. Bishop there, king takes. Bishop takes here, I take. Bishop can't go there. Bishop here, you lose the knight. I don't know. So I've been super tired over last weekend. I was at this festival for 5 days. 3 or 4 hours sleep each night, but it was all worth it. Okay, now my first thought is d4. Rule number 1 in chess, never do the first thing that springs to mind. Now if I do d4 attacking the bishop and we get queen h4 check, the knight defends this pawn, so I can play g3, hit the queen, and then I think I'm going to win material. So I think I can get away with that. See, this is me being grown up and mature, not immediately going for that thing, but checking for dangers first. Look before you leap, son. You may be picking up some background music. Alexa is happy in the kitchen. Okay, so here, hits queen. That's 2 pieces hit. Queen cannot take here. What's not to like? I already figured that out before I moved. Look at me. Okay, and that just blunders the queen. There we go. And the bishop's under attack, and my opponent resigns. Shall we ask for a rematch? Always be ready for your opponent to do something stupid, but don't bank on it. Opponent doesn't want rematch. Okay, let's do another 15-10 and see if we can continue our right. Oh look, 1340 again. I'm playing somebody 100 points lower rated. And very important, let's play this. Let's go for our previous Kruger repertoire. Are we going to get a Scotch? We're going to get 3 knights. 3 knights, winnower. We go winnower. Pawn to f5 is now the winnower defense. Can't take the pawn there. He takes here. I can push, but I don't think that's correct. If he takes, probably knight out. Just trying to remember I don't know the theory here. Okay, this is kind of quiet. Now, this is often an idea if they decline the pawn. It gains space, but what it doesn't do is it doesn't develop. Now, if I take here and takes, I take here, kind of makes sense to take, and the queen can't come out again with checks. I'm just, again, checking for dangers and threats. My instinct says develop. Bishop pin is also an idea. I'm going to develop. Just want to play principle. I'm trying to play more principle. Even though I play gambit lines, doesn't mean that you can throw all the principles out the window. Viktor Petrovich. Viktor, son of Peter, from Ukraine. Huh. Okay, first thought is to kick. Now there's no discovery with a queen because it's defended by the bishop on that square. I'm already a little bit extended on the king side, but there's no. I can still castle king side here. But I like this idea of just grabbing more space. Queen can't come out with check again because knight guards, so I'm going to kick. Here I'm going to kick. Okay, I may push this pawn and build a dark squared pawn chain, then get my bishop out, get my queen out, castle long. So these are all, you know, little ideas that fall out of what we just did. Okay. So before I do this, do I want to get this bishop out to this square or this square? I think so. Shall we do the pin or should we do this? So if we go here, there's an option, isn't there? So let's, I'm going to do the Italian position rather than the Spanish position. Surely, again, we've just blundered a piece. Hang on. To this. Or I could do this first. King takes, then I get the knight, and I've just won a pawn. Well, I've won my pawn back, but big difference is that king's been forced to move. My king can still castle. Take the knight. Okay, so now a lot has changed in those couple of moves. So, okay, he's grabbed his pawn. You can have that. Okay, d6 or d5 makes sense here. d5 is fine, it's defended by queen and knight. And I've got discovered attack against this pawn, which would again rebalance the material, but more importantly I want to get my king safe on c8. I want to get my rook on d8. My other rook is going to come to one of these two squares. Okay. I can actually do this if I want. It's defended by the other knight, you see. Comes with check. King goes there. He's really blocking in that rook. King's unlikely to come out on the board, although it may be the best thing. Or do I just develop my queen and defend the knight? What if this then? Or even this knight to here. King's under attack. This knight, is that better? I mean, this knight's already further up the board than this guy, see, so this knight to here, check, can't go there, here can't go here. He's got 1, 2, 3 squares he can go to. Don't know. No, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to play it a little bit safer. Development, I think, is more important than just a one-dimensional, one-move threat. Yeah, he doesn't... Okay, so I can take the pawn now. Don't do the first thing. Okay, always force yourself to come up with another candidate move. I have a check. It's a thought. It means king can't retreat, eh? There's no more checks on there with my knights. I have this always. I have this check. Now, if we check and he does this... That's a fork on queen and knight, so carry on with the plan. Develop the final piece, prepare to castle the king. We're in a strong position here. Still this falls to that, which we do not want. Okay. So again, first thought is castle. You see how I almost just did it automatically then. I like how many pieces I've got out on the board. This rook is not yet in the game. I think this is his plan. So I think I just have to castle now. He's got one attacker on this thing, on this knight though. Yeah. Okay, he's got 2 attackers on the knight. I can defend with my other knight here. He can then attack it with a pawn. Now I do have checks, but that's not... Yeah, I really didn't think that through very carefully, did I? Here he still has this. I even saw this move coming, and I didn't calculate the ramifications of that. Okay. I can even do this, for example, and trade my knight for a pawn with check. So it's something like this, right? Check, or even check, yeah? Because the thing is here, this is the pin knight, so I'm getting out the pin. If pawn takes, I have another knight going in there with check. I then also have this check as well. If this pawn moves, do I have a good check? See, if I do this, right, he's just going to attack the pin piece with the pawn. There's not much I can do. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this idea. He's in check, so he can't take my queen. He takes here, I do it again with my spare knight. Okay, check again with the spare knight, and now my queen is free. We've resolved the pin problem. We are down in material. Okay, my opponent has both bishops, whereas I do not. However, he also has an exposed king. Also, this bishop, it has to be said, is not yet out of the box. So, okay, now I do have this, but then pawn can just block. That's okay. I do need to get my queen out of dodge, so quite like the aggressive position of this knight too. This move might come. That's a nice move. Here he's got bishop back, but then I attack, yeah. So I think probably pawn up. This pawn is undefended. This bishop is defended by the queen. Everything's kind of defended on his side. There I might just take out his bishop with my knight anyway. Okay. But this, doesn't this win material, yeah? If he takes the pawn, he loses a piece. Does he have any checks with the knight? No, knight is on the wrong colour. And so is the bishop. So I don't see how he can avoid losing material with this pawn fork. See, some of us would have just snatched at the bishop thinking that's reasonable. Although I'm down in material. Okay, yes, this is good. So what he's done, one way of getting out of a fork is to move one of the pieces with an attack, and if you can up the danger levels, then great. Now, if I take here, he's attacking me, I'm attacking him. Also, I have taking the bishop. If I take the bishop, he takes my queen, I take his queen, I'm attacking his rook as well. That's a continuation capture. So we've got a few ideas here. Right, idea number one. I take knight. If he takes back, he loses a piece. Fine. I take knight. Pawn takes bishop. I take bishop. I'm attacking queen. He takes. So I win a piece for a pawn. Material is equal. Option number two. I take bishop. If takes queen, I take queen. Equal, I'm attacking rook. I'm not down a pawn. I take bishop, he gives check, I take knight. Okay, we're going with option number two. Now, if he takes here, we could trade queens. I've now won back my piece, it appears. Also, this pawn capture would come with check, discover check, but not likely. So if you take queen, I take queen, and I've got kind of a deadly pawn there, attacking the rook, preparing to promote. If you come here, don't know. I like this open. I like the fact that he's got no pawns around here to defend. What are you going to do? You take my queen, or simply take your queen? Could even pre-move this move, because the only way that I can do that move is if the queen is still there on the next turn. So interestingly, Pete said in our session yesterday, the advanced group session with Craig yesterday, Pete said that he hit 1500 in rapid the other day, so it's higher than me, which is really cool. Oh, he's having a jolly good thing now, isn't he? Queen takes, I just take with the knight. Don't trade queens. Oh, but then my queen's still under attack. Might trade queens. Yeah, if queen takes, I take queen. Rook takes, I get a rook. So what's not to like there? It's all good. So queen takes is not an option. You take my queen, I take your queen. Then I think rook has to go here. He takes my queen and I take his. Rook goes there is a, I mean the rook could in theory go here or here as well. But probably here. So you take queen, I take queen, rook d1. Knight could come in with a fork on rook and bishop. Rook takes pawn, I take bishop. Probably fine. Victor, what are you going to do? He says, hold your horses, Hunty. I'm not done thinking yet. So there's a lot to be said for king safety. When you know your king is safe and your opponent's king is not safe, it makes for a much more pleasant game. Okay. All right, guys, we have action. Okay, so queen's attacking this. So if I take knight, we've got a couple of options there. He's preventing my pawn from moving forward with discovered check. However, I do have this beauty. Let's think that through. We're hitting the rook. Rook can't stay there or there. So he's going to come to one of these squares. Huh. That's right up his snout, isn't it? So, hang on. Yeah, rook can't go there. Is that an option, even hitting the queen? Whoa! Look at this, then. Defended by the knight. Queen can't... Hang on, does that even trap the queen? Does that trap the bloody queen? Oh, shit. That was annoying. Well... that was silly, wasn't it, boys and girls? I hung up my queen. Victor, game on. Bollocks. Okay. Alright. Party time. Right, we're down a queen. I was doing quite well there. Then this is what you get when you are rubbish. Okay, here... hits queen and rook. So if queen takes, rook, I take, rook takes, it's not good. I actually give up 2 rooks for a queen. Not worth it. That was terrible. This makes sense. Man. Hey ho. It happens, you know. What I simply didn't do was just describe what was going on the board. I mean, everyone's probably sitting there at home going, "You queen, you muppet. You muppet. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off." Anyway, it makes it fun. What on earth was I thinking there? Eh? Oh, mate. Oh, no. Resign. Yeah, we can resign. We can resign, I think, safely here. Down 12 points, that's all right, but hey. Up until that point, I thought I was doing all right. Let's have a quick look at the game review. Just shows the old brain isn't quite working yet. 1447. Christ on a bike. Well, look, I was super winning at this point. Super winning at this point. That's a mistake. And that was a blunder because I undefended my queen. Should have done queen b6. It's dropped the queen back and we were winning. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Two great moves, a couple of blunders, obviously. But yeah, so it's not a competitive chess day, boys and girls. Not a competitive chess day. But yeah. But hang on. What's my first blunder? Castling was a blunder. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I needed to move some of this stuff out of the way of this open file. Yeah, basic stuff. Very, very basic stuff. But yeah, after an easy win there, and I thought, you know, my opponent's going to make mistakes and stuff, I kind of freewheeled a little bit there. But, you know, there we go. And it's, you know, people like it when I share my complete boo-boos as well. So, here we go. Dropping our pants for your pleasure. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you later.